So right now we're working on taking out the rack from a 93 Prelude. Basically the rack is leaking, so we do the normal stuff. Just take out the tie rod ends. Then you go on, there'll be a plate right here that's held in place by 310s. Once you take that out, you just see the lines. This one is, you just take these lines off. You're going to need a line wrench. So these are 12s, and this one over here is a 14. It's a big one, 14 or 17, I'm not sure. Those two over there are 17, so I'll show you the process as we go along. These are the cooler lines. So now that those bolts are out, it's fairly loose. Just gotta work it from the shaft upstairs. Okay, so this is the steering shaft. I loosen it right here. So just gotta basically take this one out. See if we push it all the way up. So this way it'll just be free floating right here. So this is how I take off this U-joint for the steering shaft. You basically take out both screws here and up here, and then just wiggle it up. So we took that 10, there's two 10s. There's one 10s at the top and one at the bottom. That basically goes in place and line this up. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just turning this portion to help drain out the fluid. As you can see, it's kind of coming out. So this will be a little easier when I'm maneuvering everything inside. The easiest way to do this is to leave the car at dead center. So when you put the steering wheel back on, you know, it's more or less in place. To take off this whole entire tie rod, so at least it'll make it easier when we're moving the whole thing over. That has a screw section on it. You can't slide it through the bracket because this bracket is welded on. So just basically take this off so we can have more room to slide the whole thing over, and then try to wiggle it down like that. Hopefully by doing this I don't have to do the other side, and I could just slide it out, but righty tighty, lefty loosey. It's a messy job.
Uncle, what are you doing?
I am over here struggling, baby girl.
Because this.
Ivy.
Abby?
Yes.
Abby that drive?
Yes.
Mama?
So there it is. Now say take the rack out. Now just wait for the new one to come in so I can just install that. Not sure how good this is coming out, but this is the rack. It's a reman unit. Obviously couldn't find a new one. So I'm just gonna slide this in, install it. Hopefully no leak. Actually I have to go back and get, there's a section that goes over this, a dust cover. So I have to go back to the parts store and get that old one to cover that up. But just throw this in and then I have to just move on to everything else. Right up there. So I have to take this off. I have to pull this down, slide the seal on, and then I can put everything back up. So that's up. Now I gotta move over here. I gotta put on this section. As far as this is gonna go, find the tape measure, so I'm just gonna do a getaway. Like I said, it's just a rough estimate. I just use this, line up next to the boot, so it's basically right there by the 10. I'm just gonna pull it all the way out, see how far it comes, and then just, you know, guesstimate it back in. This is not 100%. You will need an alignment after this. So now, pull it all the way out. You can see more or less where it is. It came all the way out here. So from the very tip of the 10 all the way down came to about where my thumb is. So I'm trying to get it roughly around in here. No, this is guesstimation at best. So this is what I did. I basically just transferred the measurement over to a large zip tie. Entirely from halfway from all the way in to all the way out. There it is. So this is halfway off that mark. And that's what I set the rack to on this side. Okay, so basically it's more or less is where it's supposed to be. I'm just gonna lock it in place. So there's the steering wheel, it's in the center. So I'm gonna go up front and just lock it in place, you know, put the U-joint back on, and it should give me a good halfway mark.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me, even if it's